The power of play.
Hello! If you've enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications on new videos.
Let's go!
Hello space fans! Today we have the solar system storyboard made out of felt. We will be exploring the new toy and learning about the solar system, the planets, the dwarf planets and lots of other objects in space. So here is the solar system storyboard. Very detailed and colourful, as you can see, and if we flip it over onto the back, it tells us what the pack is included. So it comes with the Moon, the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and dwarf planets Siri, Pluto, Haumea, Makemake and Eris. It comes with the solar system map, lots of comets, lots of meteoroids, a telescope, space rockets, and we will go through all these items that it includes in the pack. We will then put it onto the storyboard mat and learn about space. So the first item it comes with is wall tags. You can choose to hang up your solar system on the wall, and everything is made out of felt so it can be stuck on and off. So we have name tags of the Sun and Mercury, then Venus, Earth, the Moon, Mars, Ceres, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Then Pluto, Haumea, Makemake, and Eris. Next we have the instructions and guidance on the solar system felt storyboard. And next we have the planets. So first we have the Sun. Just like before, it is velcroed on the back so you can stick it anywhere onto the solar system mat. The temperature at the surface of the Sun is about 5,600 Celsius, and at its core it reaches about 15 million Celsius. It has a diameter of 865,000 miles. The Sun is roughly 4.5 billion years old, and it is a yellow dwarf star, a hot glowing ball of hydrogen and helium located at the centre of our solar system. It's thought to be one of 100 million stars in our galaxy in the Milky Way alone. Mercury is the first planet from the Sun. It's a terrestrial planet, meaning it has ground, and Mercury is the smallest planet out of all the 8 planets. It takes 88 days for Mercury to orbit the Sun, and it's quickest orbiting planet in our solar system. However, it rotates on its axis really slowly, so a day on Mercury is 59 days. The temperature also varies greatly. During the day, the temperature can reach 430 Celsius, and at night it can reach as low as minus 180 Celsius. Mercury's main element is iron, and it has 0 moons. It is thought that the Sun would pull any potential moons away. So now we can go on to the next planet, which is also another terrestrial planet. It is the second planet from our Sun, and it is the hottest planet in our solar system. Venus has average temperatures of 464 Celsius. It's roughly the same size as Earth, but a little smaller. It takes 225 days for Venus to orbit the Sun, and a day on Venus is 243 days, and rotates on its axis backwards. Its day is longer than its year. Venus is mainly made up of carbon dioxide and nitrogen, and like Mercury, it has no moons. Earth is another terrestrial planet and is the third planet from the Sun. It is the planet we all live on and the only known planet to have organic life, as it lays in the habitable zone or Goldilocks zone in our solar system where life can form. About 71% of the Earth is covered in water, or H2O. It takes 365 days for it to orbit our Sun, making up our year, and it takes 24 hours to rotate on its axis, which makes up one day. The Earth is approximately 4.5 billion years old, and the Earth has one moon called Luna. Earth's moon is Earth's sole natural satellite and nearest celestial body. It is 4.53 billion years old and has a diameter of 2,159 miles. The moon always presents the same side to Earth because gravitational pull has locked its rotation to the planet. The moon makes the Earth a more livable planet by moderating our home planet's wobble on its axis, which leads to relatively stable climate. It also causes our tides and waves. The moon was likely formed after a Mars-sized body collided with the Earth 4.5 billion years ago. Also, during 9 Apollo missions, 24 American astronauts went to the moon, and 12 of them walked on it. Mars is the last terrestrial planet in our solar system and the 4th planet from the Sun. It takes 687 days for Mars to orbit the Sun, or for 1 year on Mars. However, Mars is similar to Earth with its rotation on its axis. A day on Mars is just under 25 hours. This planet has the highest mountain in the solar system, called Olympus Mons. Temperature on Mars can vary from 20 Celsius to minus 153 Celsius. Mars has 2 moons. The larger moon is called Phobos and the smaller moon is called Deimos. Ceres is the first of the 5 official dwarf planets. A dwarf planet is a planet that has failed to meet the 3 criteria to be an official planet. This being to rotate a star, to have a round shape, and to clear its neighbourhood. Ceres is the smallest dwarf planet and is the biggest object in the asteroid belt, which is located between Mars and Jupiter. It takes 1,682 days for Ceres to orbit the Sun, and rotates on its axis every 9 hours, meaning it has very short days. The day's timed average temperature is minus 73, and the average nighttime temperature is minus 143 Celsius. Ceres has no moons, but many asteroid friends. Jupiter is the 5th planet from the Sun. It is the first of the Jovian planets, which means they do not have solid surfaces. Jupiter is referred to a gas giant, and it is the biggest planet in our solar system. It could fit approximately 1,300 Earths inside of it, and that it is also made up of mainly hydrogen and helium. Its famous red dot is believed to be a storm twice the size of our Earth, and the planet has an average temperature of minus 110 Celsius. It takes 12 years for Jupiter to orbit around our Sun and has a day of around 10 hours. It has 95 official moons since 2023. Saturn is the 6th biggest planet from the Sun and is the 2nd Jovian planet. It's the 2nd biggest planet in our solar system, and like Jupiter, it is also a gas giant, mostly made of hydrogen and helium. Saturn is famous for its large rings, which are mainly made up of ice, rock and dust. Saturn takes approximately 29 years to orbit the Sun, and a day is approximately 11 hours. Saturn's average temperature is minus 178 Celsius and has 146 official moons since 2023, so it's the planet with the most moons. Uranus, another Jovian planet, is the 7th planet from the Sun and was the first planet found with a telescope. It's known as an ice giant, with its main elements being water, methane and ammonia. Uranus, like all 4 of the Jovian planets, have rings, so Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune all have rings. It is usually only Saturn, the previous planet, to have rings because it is the most visible from Earth and the others are very difficult to see. Uranus also spins backwards and on its side. It takes roughly 84 years to orbit our Sun, or one of its years, and its day is approximately 17 hours. Uranus now has 27 official moons and it's also the coolest planet in our solar system, with its average temperature being minus 196, even though Uranus is a billion miles closer to the Sun than the next planet. Uranus holds the record for the coldest temperature ever measured in our solar system, which is a freezing temperature of minus 224 Celsius, and that is why it's the coldest planet in our solar system. Neptune is the last of our planets, and also the last Jovian planet. Neptune, like Uranus, is an ice giant. Again, similar to a gas giant, it is made up of a thick soup-like substance of water, ammonia and methane flowing over a solid core about the size of Earth. It is known as the windiest planet and the furthest planet away from our Sun. It takes Neptune 165 Earth years to orbit the Sun and has a day of around 16 hours. It's also a very cold planet, with the average temperature being minus 214 Celsius. Lastly, Neptune holds 14 official moons. Pluto is now officially a dwarf planet. It was once recognised as an official planet, but it's now categorised as a dwarf planet as it failed to meet the 3 planet criteria as mentioned earlier. Pluto is the largest in physical size out of all the dwarf planets, but it doesn't have the strongest mass, and is now the second dwarf planet in order from the Sun, after Ceres, which is much further away and previously mentioned. And an Earth year on Pluto takes 248 years. It takes a long time to orbit the Sun. However, it takes 155 hours for one day, and it is freezing with an average temperature of minus 232 Celsius. Pluto also has 5 moons, with one big enough for Pluto to orbit the largest of its own moon, called Charon. Haumea is the third official dwarf planet in our solar system. However, it lives in the Kuiper Belt along with Pluto and the next 2 dwarf planets. Things in this area are called trans-Neptunian objects, or TNOs. Haumea takes 285 Earth years to orbit our Sun and rotates on its axis extremely fast at 4 hours, contributing to its warped shape. Haumea also has a ring around it and 2 moons. This dwarf planet is even colder at minus 241 Celsius. The next 2 planets, they say that Makemake is the grey one. However, I'm going to use this planet as Makemake, as it has a reddish-brown hue and is smaller than Eris. Makemake is another dwarf planet in the Kuiper Belt. It takes approximately 306 years to orbit the Sun and rotate on its axis in 22.5 hours. Again, it is a very cold dwarf planet, as it is a trans-Neptunian object in the Kuiper Belt, and its average temperature is minus 243 Celsius. Makemake has 1 moon. Lastly, Eris is the 5th and last official dwarf planet in our solar system, located again in the Kuiper Belt. Eris is slightly smaller in size than Pluto, however, it has more mass. Eris's orbit takes 557 years to orbit the Sun, and has a day of 26 hours with a freezing average temperature of minus 243 Celsius. It is known to have 1 moon, and its orbit is very eccentric and dips in and out of the Kuiper Belt. Next we have all the other objects in space. So first we have some comets. A comet is frozen leftovers from the formation of the solar system made out of dust, rock and ices. They range from a few miles to tens of miles wide. As they orbit closer to the Sun, they warm up and spew gases and dust into a glowing head that can be larger than a planet. So essentially, asteroids are comets without the ice. Most of the asteroids are found in the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Next we have meteoroids. Meteoroids are smaller space rocks that range in size from dust grains to small asteroids. When meteoroids enter the Earth's atmosphere or another planet at high speed and burn up, they're called meteors. Meteorites are meteoroids that have successfully entered a planet's atmosphere, usually the Earth, and the Earth's atmosphere burns up small meteors. Next we have stars. Stars are suns and are giant balls of hot gas, mostly hydrogen, with some helium and some small amounts of other elements. Every star has its own life cycle, ranging from a few million to trillions of years. A black hole is a body of extremely intense gravity from which nothing, not even light, can escape. A black hole can be formed by the death of a massive star. Next we have UFOs, which are an unidentified flying object. It is any unknown object in the sky or aerial phenomenon that can't be immediately identified or explained. A telescope is an optical instrument designed to make faraway objects appear closer. It consists of an arrangement of curved mirrors and lenses, which rays of light are gathered and focused, resulting in the image being magnified or zoomed in. Telescopes are often used to look into space. Next we have aliens or extraterrestrials. There is no evidence yet of any out there, but our universe is so vast that there could possibly be aliens. A shooting star is a really small piece of rock or dust that hits the Earth's atmosphere from space. So a shooting star is essentially a meteor, which is a meteoroid that has entered the Earth's atmosphere. Next we have artificial satellites. Artificial satellites are machines made by people. These machines are launched into space and orbit the Earth or another body in space in order for us to collect information or for communication. Next is rocket ships. A rocket ship is a rocket-powered vehicle used to transport robotic spacecraft or humans between the Earth's surface and outer space. Rockets remain the only way to launch spacecraft into orbit and beyond currently. And lastly, we have astronauts. An astronaut is a person who is trained to travel in a spacecraft. They often wear special suits to protect them from the radiation, lack of oxygen in space, and temperature. It takes approximately 10 years of education and work-related experience to become an astronaut. We can now place all of our solar system felt objects onto the solar system mat. You can either lay it down or hang it up with the hooks. It is believed that the universe was created of an explosion of space itself, called the Big Bang. Now we can place all of our planets and objects onto the solar system mat. So we're going to start with the Sun, which is in the centre of our solar system. Next we have the Sun's name tag on top of the Sun. Then we're going to add the planet Mercury, which is the first planet to the Sun. And there is Mercury's name tag. Next we're going to add Venus, which is the second and hottest planet from the Sun. Next is Venus's name tag. And the next planet is Earth, and Earth's one moon. And there is Earth's name tag and the moon's name tag. The next planet in our solar system is Mars. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun. Next we have Mars's name tag. The next planet is the Dwarf planet, which would be located in the asteroid belt, which is here between Mars and Jupiter. So we're going to place Ceres here. And then we'll put the name tag on top. Next we'll put Siri with his asteroid friends. As Siri lives in the asteroid belt. Next is the planet Jupiter, which is the biggest planet in our solar system, the first of the Jovian planets, and it's a huge gas giant. Next, we'll put on its name tag. And there's Jupiter's name tag. Next is Saturn, the next biggest planet in our solar system and the 6th planet from the Sun. So we'll just put Saturn's name tag on, and then we will add the next planet. Can you remember what it is? That's right, it's Uranus. And we've put him on his side as he spins on his side and backwards. Next we'll put Uranus's name tag on top of him, and then add the next planet. And we've added Neptune, the last of the official planets in our solar system. It just needs its name tag on top of it. And there it is. Next in the solar system is the Kuiper Belt, which is made up of mainly comets. It is also called trans-Neptunian objects as it's past Neptune. So the first planet or dwarf planet that lives here is Pluto. It used to be an official planet, but now it's the second dwarf planet in our solar system. However, this one is located far away from Ceres, the first dwarf planet in our solar system. And then we'll place on the name tag. And there's his name tag. The next dwarf planet is Haumea. Haumea is this small, squashed dwarf planet that is egg-shaped with a ring. And here's its name tag. The next dwarf planet in our solar system is Makemake. It takes a long time to orbit the Sun and has a reddish-brown hue. And we'll pop on his name tag. And then the next dwarf planet is the last official dwarf planet in our solar system, which is Eris. And here is his name tag. Even though Eris is the last official dwarf planet in the solar system, there are many, many other trans-Neptunian objects in the Kuiper Belt, and many of these are possible candidates for dwarf planet status, but only 4 in this region have been accepted, along with Ceres in the inner solar system. And some of these candidates have already been named, and their moons have also been named too. Next, we're going to add the other objects onto our solar system playmat. Here I put the telescope on Uranus as it was the first planet found with a telescope. I put the rocket heading off to Mars as it is possible that Mars could be the first planet we ever reach. Then I placed a random star here. I placed an artificial satellite near Saturn and lots of comets to represent in the Kuiper Belt. I then place an artificial satellite near Earth and a star near Venus, as it is said that Venus is the brightest object in our sky after the moon. Then I placed an alien and another alien and its UFO and another UFO randomly flying up there. Next I added an asteroid in the asteroid belt, an astronaut floating near his satellite, and an astronaut near Jupiter. Then I'm placing random black holes. Then there is a rocket ship heading off to Jupiter. Then I will add the rest of the stars and comets and shooting stars. Now we've added all of our felt accessories to the felt solar system. And here is our solar system up close. And that was the end of today's video. We hope you enjoyed playing and learning about space, planets, the dwarf planets, and other celestial bodies out there. We hope to see you again next time. Bye bye! Hello, if you enjoyed today's video, please like, subscribe and click the bell icon for notifications on new videos. Bye bye!